there is a housewife rumor that somebody has an open marriage, and I need to know who it is. Hey everyone, it's me, Melissa Gorga. Thanks so much for coming back to On Display this morning. I hope all you mothers out there had the best Mother's Day weekend. I had a really great weekend. It was actually very low key. I went down to my shore house. We spent the night down there, and then we saw my sisters the next day. We were just like hanging by her pool in the backyard with my mom, my sisters, and all the little babies. You guys know I have like a huge family. I always have. I think about it from when I was young, and I'm like, I have always had such a large family of like cousins and aunts and uncles. It's like never a dull moment when we're with my family. There's always so many people around. But anyway, we had a really good Mother's Day. Low key, we needed it because we've been running around like crazy. I don't know if you guys saw, I know so many of you reached out to me on Instagram about Antonia choosing Delaware, the University of Delaware. So that was super exciting this weekend because, you know, she chose what college she wants to go to, and she had so many to pick from. I was so impressed with her because she really did get into so many great colleges. She got into Rutgers. She got into Penn State. She got into Tampa. She got into, Charleston or South Carolina, all of the, like so many, I can't even remember half of them, but she loved Delaware. We went to visit it. It was so like quaint and charming and 2.5 hours away, which I kind of like because it's far enough away where she's not going to be coming home every day to like bring me her laundry, but it's close enough that if I need to get to her and we need to get her home, we don't have to jump on a plane. Right. So I'm actually really excited about that for her. And she's so ecstatic. I can't believe that I have a senior. I don't even know like how to even explain the feeling. And you know what? I don't think it's really hit me much that this is all happening until I did this bed party that you guys saw on Instagram, which is like the new thing that like all the moms are doing. I guess, you know, the kids really do it for their friends also. So all of the kids get something with the logo on it from the college they picked, like the sweatpants or the hat or whatever it might be. And they come and they put everything on the bed, and it's just like a surprise party to just announce. It's, you know, everything's for social media, guys, these days, right? It's crazy. I'm like, what is this now that we're doing a bed party? I actually had one of the moms text me today and we're like, are we decorating the seniors' cars on Friday? I'm like, huh? What? I just decorated a bed. Now we're going to decorate the cars for the college. There's just like so many things that we didn't do back in the day. But I do want to say this real quick. It did not hit me that my child is really going to leave and like not be home by the end of August. And until I went to write that Instagram caption when she had the bed party this weekend, I started to write it and I started sobbing. I couldn't believe it. Like the tears were running down my face. It just made it so real that it was actually going to happen and that she was going to leave and she's moving out of my house. And you know, I just want to say this to Antonia, if you're out there and you're listening, that I love you so much. I am so proud of you. Your father and I could not be more proud of the human you are, of the lady you are, of the good person you are, and how hard you had to study and try to get into all these places. I know it doesn't come easy for you and you work really hard for it. And I love you for that. And I am just so proud of you. So moving on from all my personal stuff, because I don't want to start crying again, I have an awesome guest for you guys today. She's the queen of celebrity gossip. She's the host of the podcast, Do You, and she's the author of one of the best books from last year, Anon Please. Ladies and gentlemen, I have with me Deuxmoi. Hey, girl.
Hi, Melissa Gorga. Thank you so much. I'm so excited. I'm like dying. I've told all my friends, like, because we're all such huge, New Jersey Housewife fans, like from day one. Like I'm talking like Caroline Manzo, Dina like I know it all. I've been there since day one with you. Like I am so excited to talk to you. All my
Started
friends are
from the
so
bottom.
jealous.
Now we here. I love it.
Yeah, I know. Wait, I have to ask you, is there like a Housewives podcast war going on right now? And how do like we get your podcast in on the war now? Like, is there like anything we could say to like get you in on the war? I think there's like a little war going on. Have you heard about
You know
this?
what it is? So let me just tell you, a lot of these housewives, they use their podcast, right, to get that like, to get the headline so that people click and listen and do the whole thing. I try not, listen, I do that all day long. I do that for a living, right? When we're on the show, I try to separate my podcast a little bit from being like complete gossip because you know what? I talk about health. I talk about fitness. I try to give you like the unfiltered Melissa Gorga that's like outside sometimes of the Real Housewives of New Jersey. And, I try to be educational sometimes. But no, I know what you're saying. They do go to war sometimes, but I actually enjoy, and I always listen on every podcast. We're touching on the Real Housewives of New Jersey. We're talking gossip. There's definitely some podcasts more than others that I do. But overall, I don't like to get into like the nitty gritty, really dirty atmosphere that I have to do for Bravo. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes total sense. Like I saw the headline about Tamra and Teddy, and also like I kind of have like a little beef with Tamra because she canceled on my live Spotify show an hour before she was supposed to go on.
Did she really?
Yeah, she canceled an hour before she was supposed to go on, and then she ghosted my producers.
That's so weird.
And they're Spotify. It's like why are you like being so unprofessional with Spotify? It's not like it was like me myself producing the show. It was like a Spotify show, and she ghosted my producers. She said she had an emergency, totally fine and understandable, but like don't ghost the producers.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
Yes, I'm shocked because I've done actually a bunch of things with her. I've done commercials with her. I mean, I've been on her podcast a couple times. She's been on mine. I've just throughout the years of being on Housewives, and she's always been actually easy to work with and professional. So I'm in shock that happened. That's so weird and odd.
It left a really bad taste in my mouth. And I have to tell you, like, obviously doing what I do, I've come in contact with a lot of different housewives from a lot of different cities.
I'm sure.
And she is like the only one that has left like a really bad taste in my mouth because of that. Like everyone else has been so nice. All the New Jersey girls are so nice. Like, I don't know how they are with the other accounts, but they're all of them, even the people that like, aren't fan favorites. I don't want to name names, but like,
yes.
they're so
nice. We're known for that. We are known to be easy to work with, the Jersey girls. Believe it or not, we are like, I think anyone at Bravo would say that we're the most polite and the most easy to work with. Is that crazy?
No, I don't think that's crazy at all. And I actually agree with you because like I also get, obviously in my position, like so much gossip about production and the different cities and the different shows. And I would agree with that. Like I don't get that much about New Jersey. Just if there's a scandal, then like my emails will start revving up. But in the off season and like just random stuff, I don't get that much stuff about New Jersey.
Yeah, because I'm going to ask you, that's coming, and as far as the podcast go, listen, if someone starts a war with me, like I'm going to finish it and I'm going to use this podcast to like answer it and finish the war. But I'm not trying to like purposely jump into the mud, right? Because I feel like there's a fine line.
Yeah, I feel like, listen, like Teddy Mellencamp is a nice lady. I told you my beef with Tamara, but I feel like they're always out there like tussling. They're always tussling with like the girls. And it's like, I guess like good for them. Like if that's what you need to do to, get your podcast in the headlines, like keep doing it. But I don't know. It's just like so weird to me. Like they started with Teresa and like, I didn't really like understand like what that was all about. And it's like, I don't know. It seemed like very odd. And then you have Bethany Frankel like in the corner, just like commenting on everything. And right. I don't know, like who the hell she's like blowing over at Page 6 that they put her like on every single headline. She literally sneezes and they'll like write an article about it. I asked them once too. I was like, what deal does Bethany Frankel have with you guys? And they were like, our readers just really like reading about her. like she doesn't have a deal. Like they generally are interested in like things that she has to say. And it's just so wild to me because she does the littlest things. Basically what I'm trying to say, is like, I wish other housewives like would be in the headlines. Like, where's Dolores Catania? Like, why can't we get a Dolores Catania, like page 6 article?
I know. You know what? I feel like page 6 does a lot with me also for some reason. And I'm not saying it's always good either. Like every time I turn around, I'm like, really? Like every time I turn around. And I think the Jersey girls, I believe really sell for them, to be honest, because we're constantly on page 6, like all the time. So I don't know. Listen, what I do know and what I want my listeners to know, you really are the queen, by the way, of celebrity gossip. And, you always seem to be in the know because if anyone doesn't know out there, there is an amazing Instagram account. It's Deuxmoi, right? And so she will get anonymous, anonymous messages, giving her the latest gossip, the latest news, telling her where celebs are dining, where they're eating, where they saw someone kissing in the corner, who's doing cocaine on the table in the back room, who's fired, who's not fired. Like you get all the juicy gossip. I need to know before we get into all of this. Okay. How did this start for you? Like I need to know how this got started.
Okay, so it started really the same way a lot of people in my position right now have started, which was during quarantine when we were all, I had a job, I had a career. Right. I had a career in fashion for many, many years, and I live in New York City, and all of New York City was ordered to stay home from work. And then people started getting fired and companies started laying off, large quantities of employees. And I was at home terrified of the future. I was like, what's going to happen? Like, what's going to happen to our lives? What's going to happen to New York City? What's going to happen to the fashion industry? So as a distraction, I turned to an old Instagram account that I had. It had about 35,000 followers. It was an Instagram account that I started back in 2013, had nothing to do with celebrity gossip. And because I was home and I needed a distraction, I posted to those 35,000 followers, like, why don't you guys send in any celebrity anecdotes or like encounters that you've had over the years? Like, and people were sending in stuff that happened 5 years ago, 10 years ago. It wasn't like it is now. It wasn't breaking news. It wasn't like, who's dining at what restaurant or who's dating who, because everyone was home. So there wasn't a new news cycle. So people were just sharing stories of their encounters with celebrities over the years, and it just caught on. People were also home alone and bored and not working, and they needed something to do. So they were reading my Instagram account, they were submitting stories, and that's literally how it started. And then as quarantine was lifted and the world started going back to normal, then I started getting the sightings. It was like Hugh Jackman's, spotted at Dante in the West Village, or like, Justin Bieber at Bar Pitti. And I was posting those sightings because I wanted people to know that it was like okay to go back out and go to restaurants and go shopping. And the economy was like suffering so bad during that time. I mean, it still is, but like specifically, like restaurants were shutting down left and right. Retail stores were just closing, like blocks in New York City were like shut down. So I was like, wow, like maybe if I post these sightings and show people that it's, safe to go to restaurants again because celebrities are going, people will feel comfortable dining out. And that's how sightings started. And then people just kept, the more I kept posting, the more people kept sending in. And that was literally like 3 years ago. So this has been doing this for 3 years, and it just turned into a business. Like as the account grew, I started to get business offers. I started to get an offer to write a book, and then HBO bought my book, and they're going to turn it into a 1-hour drama series. With the writer strike, that's kind of up in the air right now, but they did buy the rights to the book Anon Please that you mentioned before. And the book is a fictional account of everything that I'm explaining right now. And then I started doing merch. Yeah. It just, I used it as an opportunity. I saw an opportunity to start a business. Literally, like that's what I saw, and I just ran with it. And
Oh
I've
my
since
God. Well, you ran
quit my
like in the
job.
right direction for sure,
Yeah.
because the fact that you did this over COVID, and I'm sure people were just sending like, hey, I saw Bon Jovi back in
Yes, they
2010
were.
and he was
Yes,
rude to me in the line at the bathroom. It was like things like
exactly.
that, right? That's
Yeah.
how that.
Yeah. It was like I saw Melissa and Joe Gorga like in Tom's River, like, in 2018. And, they were so nice. It was like stuff like that. Do you know what I
Right.
mean? It wasn't anything current at the time. Like the account really has transformed. And now it is a lot of breaking news and it is a lot of things that are happening currently because, we're as a society, we're, more back to normal, but that's not how it started. And I don't think a lot of people know that. And I go with the flow. I go with what the audience wants, what they want to know about. If people stop sending me in sightings, tomorrow, then that would stop. I just go with, what everyone wants to read.
You like to watch new stuff, right? Well, go to Hulu and see what's new, 'cause Hulu has new stuff all the time. Like Vanderpump Villa, the new docudrama starring Lisa Vanderpump, where first-class luxury meets world-class drama. A new season of The Kardashians starring The Kardashians, of course. And Grand Cayman, Secrets in Paradise, the sizzling new reality show set in the tropical Caribbean. It's all new and it's streaming now on Hulu.
Yeah, you are literally like right now. So it started like that, right? But right now you're literally breaking news before TMZ breaks news, and they have hundreds of people working for them. I mean, could you ever imagine that you were going to be the go-to gossip in this like crazy celebrity world that there is? Literally, you will tell us before TMZ tells us that it's happening. And to me, that is like, it's baffling. And I personally know that I know you do a lot on Sundays, right? So like on a Sunday,
Yeah.
I feel like you put more out there or maybe like whatever happened throughout the week. Is that how that goes?
I hold all the sightings for Sunday. So I hold all like the restaurant, hotel, like shopping sightings for Sundays so that they're not posted in real time, just out of a safety precaution for celebrities. So that's why on Sunday there's so many sightings. But
Okay.
yes. And
Which
yeah,
is nice because you're not giving it in real time. So you're not letting everyone know, hey, Julia Roberts right now is sitting at Carbone.
No, absolutely not. Yes. No, I definitely wait. And if it is something like for example, like I broke Bad Bunny and Kendall Jenner dating because somebody saw them at a private club in LA making out really late on a Saturday night. And I waited hours. Like I was dying to post that one because I was like, because now it's like a race, because it's like TMZ might post it first. That's happened to me a lot. That just happened to me with Maddie Healy and Taylor Swift dating. Entertainment Tonight, I think they were the ones who posted it. Oh no, sorry, they posted the breakup. I'm not sure. Oh, The Sun posted Taylor Swift and Maddie Healy dating, and I had it on my podcast. I recorded it on a Tuesday. It wasn't coming out till Thursday, and The Sun posted it on Wednesday. So now it is like a race, when I get this news. But at the same time, I do want to be cognizant of like a celebrity's privacy. I know that sounds ridiculous because I'm like spilling their secrets. But I do try to be, cognizant of time and where they are. And I don't want to put anyone in danger. So yeah, it gets stressful. And to your point, I say to my siblings all the time, I can't believe I'm fucking doing this from my couch and my phone.
I can't wait. By the way, I can't either from like everything you're saying to me because
I know
it's like a Bible. It's like a damn Bible. The way you love the Real Housewives of New Jersey, I love Deuxmoi. So
it's so crazy.
It's crazy. But I have to tell you, that's something that I really do love about you, that you use discretion and you're always smart about protecting the safety of the celebs. I mean, that's big of you. Thank God you're a good human, right? And I'm sure you've gotten plenty of things that were so absurd that you haven't even put out there. I'm sure you have a bundle of things, right?
I've gotten stuff about you that's absurd. I think I
went on. Oh my God. Come on. I'm sure you get so much about me. There
was a period of time, and it was around the time I went on Andy Cohen's radio show like last year. or the year before, and somebody was sending in emails about you. I'm not going to say what they were. I'm sure that you've heard the rumor because I'm sure this person also reached out to the Bravo fan accounts. And there are certain fan accounts that will just post anything. Right. And I even said to Andy on the radio show, I said, someone is out to get Melissa Gorga because they keep sending me this email and it's the same email. And they keep sending it over and over to make sure that I see it because my email gets submitted through an anonymous website. It gets filtered through my website. It's not direct. And unless you submit that email, you fill out a form. And unless you submit that email with the real email address, I have no idea who sends it. So this person was sending it over and over to make sure that I saw it. And I never posted it because I was like, this is so crazy. Like, why are they out to get Melissa Gorga?
No, you don't even know. I've heard things that like I've seen TikToks that my child is not mine.
That's so ridiculous. People have asked me about that. I'm like, come on, are you fucking kidding me?
Or
it's
not
like
mine.
So
no, I'm sorry. That he's mine. I guess he's not Joe's. Maybe I don't know.
Yeah,
like the things that. And all of my shit is so outlandish. It's so crazy. It's like very obvious, like you said, that there's just a group of people or someone out there that just will not stop. And it's always like down and dirty. And it's weird because it never coincides with like my real life or like what's going on. It's so far left that it's like crazy, you know?
It's so weird. And it got to the point where I think that I asked a producer, I'm like, is this true? Like, why is this person trying to get this information out there? And the producer was like, no, this is so ridiculous. And I have to just say, like, I don't know the status of you and Teresa right now, but I think I even said this on Andy. Like, this is not Teresa, like, or, you know, anyone close to her sending it in. I could tell by the way it's worded that it's not like, you know, I don't even think it's anyone on the show, to be honest.
It's recent?
No, this was like this was like last year when they were sending out this specific piece of information over and over.
Over and over.
Yeah. Like I could tell by the way it's worded. Like sometimes you could tell like by the way things are worded, the type of person that's sending it, if that makes sense. And just how they're wording it and how they're saying it. It was just really, really bizarre. Really bizarre.
And they send from like anonymous emails. Is that how that goes?
Yes, this particular one they sent from anonymous emails. They never DM'd me because, you know, with a DM, it's kind of like you're having a conversation with someone, right? You can go back and forth like it's text. They never DM'd me. They always just submitted it anonymously through my form on my website. So I couldn't even like have a conversation with the person being like, why are you sending this over and over? Like, it seems so outlandish to me. And I could tell you off air what it said if you want. But it just was so crazy.
Go ahead. Tell me in case I want to hear this.
It said that you were having a lesbian affair with one of the producers.
Wait, a lesbian affair with a producer on the show?
Yeah, with a woman.
Oh my God. Are you kidding me right now?
No, I'm dead serious. That's what I'm saying.
And what, they sent it over and over and over and over?
Yeah, they sent it like 4 times in a row or like 2 times between a couple days or like in a week, like a couple times just to make sure that I see it because I get so many emails this way. So things get lost. I mean, people have done that before. The sending over and over, that's obviously a red flag when somebody does that. I'm like, okay, why are you trying to push this? Like, I'm not going to post it. Besides the fact I wasn't going to post it anyway, but like, I'm definitely not going to post it now that you're like trying to shove it in my face.
That you're like so not stopping. Crazy. I mean, that is so absurd, by the way. It's so ridiculous. But like, this is the world I live in. Do you know? It's like, this is what the kind of shit it's like that, like, it's so crazy. Me and a lesbian producer. Okay. That would go over really well with Joe. And like, I mean, it's crazy.
I know.
That's just probably one of the funniest things I've ever heard.
Yeah. That's the craziest thing that I've gotten about New Jersey. That's the craziest thing. That
really,
yeah, about you.
I'm surprised with all of these new like house husbands, and there's a lot of new ones, right? Because there's a lot of new husbands. There's Dolores has a new man. There's new house husbands because we got 2 new girls. I mean, with all of these guys, you're telling me you don't get any craziness on these guys?
No, I get stuff on the guys, but that stuff is believable. I'm talking about with you, like that's yours was the craziest, meaning like it was so crazy I didn't believe it. The stuff I get on Louis, like that stuff is believable. Like there's something off about him. And Teresa, let me tell you something. Let me just say something. My favorite parts of Housewives are when you and Teresa are getting along. Like I am not team Teresa or team Melissa. Like I'm team you guys getting along. So anything I say about Louis, like, is not because I don't like Teresa. Like I love her. I just think there's something off about him. I don't know if it's just bad editing. I know people love to blame that, but there's something like not right about him. Like I was having a conversation with my best friend today and we were like, of course Joe Gorga and him wouldn't get along. Like there's something like not right. Like there's something like in his eyes that's like off. Like, you know, like you don't have to say yes or no, but it's very telling when you watch the season. He's a fucking ticking time bomb.
Yeah, it's like, it's a lot, and it was a lot to digest. I think that in the beginning, I wasn't sure. I always had a little feeling something seemed off to me. But I was very open-minded in the beginning. And then as it went on and went on, I don't think I need to speak. I think you could just keep watching. And when you watch the finale and the reunion, I think you will be really clear, like super clear. So yeah, it's a lot, and it's unfortunate. And you know what? I agree with you. I prefer to be getting along with my sister-in-law. That's Joe's only sister, you know? So for me, that's a sweet spot. That's where it would be nice, but it takes 2 or 4 in this situation. And, you know, you can only take so much, right? Before it's just so toxic and you try so hard for so many years, but whatever. I don't want to talk about any of that stuff because, you know, that's like real life makes me miserable shit. So I don't want to talk about that.
No, yeah, I know. I see it. You can see like you're generally like getting so emotional this season. And yeah, I love when you guys are friends and like you guys are joking around, and it's unfortunate, but I did want to ask you about Louis because like it is there. I can't put my finger on like what it is. Like I don't want to speak on somebody's mental health, but there's just like something. I
know. And you know what? I'll say this.
What?
No, I'll say this. In this day and age, the more you hide, the more people feel the need to look under the rug. And what's under the rug doesn't make any of us feel good, you know? So it's just, that's that. What other, let me ask you this about like, I know you don't only get like housewives gossip, you get major celeb gossip, like Leonardo DiCaprio and big, huge stars. What is like the biggest gossip that you've ever broke? Like, what is one of your biggest things that you were right about that you told everyone before and then it came out?
Okay, let me think. Like recently, Bad Bunny and Kendall, Kylie Jenner and Timothée Chalamet dating, which some people are still, you know, not so quick to believe because there hasn't really been a clear picture of them together, but I can tell you they are 100% dating. I'm trying to think what else. I mean, I will tell you that, when the account shifted, when I was talking to you earlier about like how it started and then how it transformed in 2021 was really when it started to change and I started to get breaking news. And in January of 2021 alone, I think I was the first to report about Olivia Wilde and Harry Styles dating because someone had sent me in a blind item about them attending a wedding together. And then those paparazzi pictures were released the next day. So I posted the blind item before the paparazzi pictures were released. So that was one thing that I posted first. Zoe Kravitz and Channing Tatum dating, posted that in that same month. Kim and Kanye, I think there were whispers about them getting divorced, but I'm pretty sure that I was like on the cusp of being one of the first people to start talking about their divorce. What else?
On the note of rumored relationships, what about Tom Brady and Kim Kardashian? Are you getting anything? Are you hearing anything about this?
Yeah, I mean, well, I talked about it on my podcast last week and I like made a video and a lot of people watched it. So now, of course, like Page Six had a report on it today. Tom's reps say that there's nothing romantic going on, but I will tell you what I heard. I heard that she was looking for a vacation home in the Bahamas where he has a vacation property and they were in touch because of that. So they were talking, I never said that they were dating. And then of course, like, the internet gets hold of like a little bit and they, take it to the next level. So I had said, and I think I was one of the first people to say, they were talking, they were texting, they were talking about this vacation property, about what it would look like. She was helping him. He was helping her. He had told someone in his life when they asked like, what's going on with you and Kim? He kind of was like, gave them like the eyes, like, she's nice and she's hot and we have a lot in common. I think he said that they had a lot in common. And,
right.
That's all I reported. And then that spun into dating rumors. And then of course, Page Six put something out today. Tom's reps said that there's nothing romantic going on between them. But I never really thought that there was anything 100% romantic. I think maybe they're both single. This is the thing. People don't realize that like celebrities are just like us. You meet a guy, you start flirting, you exchange numbers. That doesn't mean you're dating. That doesn't mean you're boyfriend and girlfriend. Do you know what I mean? They do the same things, celebrities, that we do like that.
I know this. And a lot of people don't think that. They think it's like, they're insecure. They date, they think someone's hot just the way the next person does. Right. It's like the same, it's the same vibe. I don't know that I can see the two of them together though. I don't know why. Maybe because she's just like different than Giselle. Right. So like, I don't know what his type is. But they're just, I don't know that if I can see them together. Can you? What do you think?
I think that they're both business people. I think that they're both parents.
Hard workers, for sure.
Yeah. And I don't know. Why do I want to say Tom Brady's religious? The Kardashians are very religious.
Right.
Is Tom Brady religious? I don't know if he is. That might be something else they have in common. I don't know. Yeah. I say, why not? Like, why wouldn't they, have fun?
I mean,
or
Tom Brady, Tom Brady seems to have that like Derek Jeter team where he's very crafty about like what gets out to the public. That's what I think.
100%. I 100% agree with you, especially since now that he's single and he's going to be paired with, everyone under the sun. I got a tip that something was going on between him and Reese Witherspoon about a month ago. I reported on that, and her publicist was very quick to shoot that down. And to even go as far as to say they never met. Now they've met. I mean, give me a break. They also own vacation homes near each other. And they also, I think, belong to the same country club in Brentwood or something like that. So they've met.
Okay.
But maybe it was the same thing. Maybe like they had met, they were texting. That doesn't mean they're dating or that they're boyfriend and girlfriend. It's just like when people hear these things about celebrities, they go from 0 to 100. And it's not always like that.
They think they're like a couple within 2 seconds. Like they're probably talking, dating,
exactly.
and seeing if they even want to like go further. And we automatically want to make them a couple, like within seconds.
Exactly. Wait. So yeah. So if Tom and Kim were doing that, 100%, I believe that. So for his rep to go on record and say they're not romantically involved, that also could be true. Both could be true. Do you know what I mean? So it's like you have to just learn how to read past the headlines and read what they're saying, not take it for face value.
They say money can't buy love, but it turns out you just have to wait till the end for the check to come. We trade uncomfortable truths for comfortable lies, imaginary solutions to real problems. I'm James Sexton, host of Unlikely Sources. You may know me from my books or my many interviews, such as Soft White Underbelly, Lex Friedman, or one of the many other places I've shared my perspective on love, life, and the law. I know a divorce lawyer isn't the first person you think of for advice on how to keep your relationship strong, but wisdom is found in unexpected, counterintuitive places. In sickness, we see the value of health. The Godfather, he can teach you more about business than an MBA. Fight Club, it's actually about religion. The most valuable practical wisdom comes from unlikely sources, and it's time we sit up and pay attention to what they can teach us. So if you're looking for compelling conversation, blunt talk about culture, religion, romance, and how to navigate life in the machine of modern society, I'll look forward to spending some time with you. I'm Jim Sexton. Unlikely Sources will be available May 28th.
Okay, speaking of all of this, you mentioned that there is a housewife rumor that somebody has an open marriage, and I need to know who it is.
Oh, I think that was about Kim Zolciak and Croy.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think that's who it was about. I think somebody had sent me a blind item. Now, this wasn't this again, like I was explaining to you earlier, this was sent through my form on my website. So it was sent anonymously. I have no idea who sent it. And it said that they had hooked up with this housewife's husband a couple times. And
wait, they've hooked up with someone outside of they've hooked up together with someone else.
Yeah. Like this person writing in, hold on, this person writing in to me said that they had hooked up with a house husband.
Oh, wow.
And they had suggested that there was an open marriage, and the pseudonym, because so people don't use their real names and real emails, like I was saying. So they use pseudonyms and like fake emails, and either the pseudonym or the subject of the email was like Wiggy Wig. So they were trying to give us hints that it was about, Kim Zolciak is known for her wigs.
Right.
So
listen, I don't even know how they would have time to have multiple sex partners. They have so many freaking kids.
I think maybe they were broken. Maybe they were broken up longer than we know,
I mean, I'm shocked still about all of that. And I do think that has to do with the fact that just like things were going under over there a little bit. And I think it probably drew a lot of stress to the marriage. And it's just, at the end of the day, it was always like a big circus with a TV show and lots of kids and activity. And then when things got quiet, I don't know, maybe they looked at each other and said, shit, like this isn't going to work out. When it gets quiet is when you really see like if the relationship is going to be there, or if it's not, or if you're really into that person. When people are busy and you're just go, and there's a lot going on and you're famous and you have a hit show on Bravo and you're this and you're that, you almost don't have time to like just sit and look at each other and decide if they were meant to be. And maybe that's what happened. I don't know.
I mean, people are also saying that she already has like a new sugar daddy. So obviously they're, and plus I haven't gotten that. I haven't heard that, but who knows? And, they have tax issues. So maybe the money ran out. And,
right.
Croy didn't look as pretty and shiny anymore. Who knows? Like I think that they have a very unconventional, interesting relationship to begin with. I don't know. Obviously I'm speaking as someone who doesn't know either of them, but that's just my interpretation of the relationship as an outsider. But I could read you what the message said. It said, this former housewife favorite is in an open marriage. I was hooking up with her husband for a few months on and off. And the email they used, which is obviously a fake email, don't be tardy @theparty.com.
Oh, well, there you go. Okay.
Yeah. And then the pseudonym was Wiggy Wig. So this was sent to me back in December of 2022. And I just posted it thinking like, okay, it's obviously I knew who it was about, but I was like, maybe they're having problems. And then cut to, 4 months later, they announced a divorce. So sometimes this happens where somebody sends in something anonymously and then it winds up coming true months later. Now, do I think that you're going to come out on the scene with a lesbian relationship? No. No, a lot of times it also doesn't happen. But sometimes it happens.
Right. Listen, I don't know. I've definitely seen myself on your site, just you mentioning that I was here, that I was there, that I was at Carbone or whatever it was. Do you know at one point I thought that I was like, is she a publicist? Because through you is how we found out a lot of like which restaurants we should go to as well. Do you know what I'm saying? Because I'm like, oh, who was at that restaurant? It must be good. Like I need to check it out. Does everyone do that?
Yes. Well, I didn't know. I didn't know other celebrities did it, but yeah. Well, my followers
I do it.
Yeah, that's another reason why I do Sunday Spotted, is so people can know where to go. And I'll give your podcast a hot tips. Sneak peek. I have a big project coming out this fall that revolves all around restaurants and celebrities. That's going to make it a lot easier for people to do exactly what you're saying, to find a restaurant, see what celebrities have been there, and be able to go to that restaurant. So stay tuned, everyone.
I love that. That's awesome. Cause you're like creating hotspots and you're showing people the it places to go. Because if you're saying, oh, Kylie just left here, or Kendall just left here, or, Kim and Kanye, this and that, they were eating dinner here, then, for people who are out there that might not know these city restaurants or these LA restaurants, or they're like, oh, let's go here because I'm sure they have problems getting in. It's not always easy to get these
I
rezos,
know,
right?
I know, yeah.
But it's a really great advertisement for like what's a good hotspot restaurant to go to. So like I know a lot of friends that will look at your site and then be like, oh, let's try this restaurant. So
I love that.
You're like
that
a
makes me
restaurateur.
so happy.
You know what I learned? You know what restaurant I learned from you, like through COVID? American Bar. I saw
American Bar. Yes.
I saw a lot of people went there, and then I love Kyle. Now I know the owner and I love him. He's so sweet.
I love Kyle.
He's awesome.
Kyle.
I love it there. I love him there. So do you get like, just like getting back to you, do you get a lot of, is there anything else? Like, obviously you didn't give up the tip about me. So when you get them and they're like super crazy and they're not true, you won't say it.
Exactly. I mean, listen, I'm not in the business of spreading misinformation. Does stuff I post turn out to be total bullshit and not true? Yes, of course. I'm not like, I'm not a fortune teller. I'm not, a psychic. I don't know everything that people send me anonymously, if it's true or not. Sometimes I take that chance, but I try to post like low stakes gossip in that case. You know what I mean? Something that's not going to be harmful to somebody. Unless I know, that as much as I can know that something's true. I would never post that about you ever. And also like, I do have to say, like, back to what I was saying about Tamra, like there's definitely, like, I'm a fan. So there's definitely people that like, I personally like, so it's very hard for me to post negative things about those celebrities or
that you personally
people.
Like.
Yes. It's really hard for me to post about those people. And I do want to be fair because sometimes somebody will send me an encounter they had with a celebrity and they're really upset, or if they worked with a celebrity that was so horrible. And I do want to be fair. I don't want to, shut them out because I like that celebrity. A perfect example of this is Blake Lively. I love Blake Lively. I'm a huge Gossip Girl fan. People have sent me negative stuff about her, but it's really hard for me to post it. And, the same thing happens with the Housewives. Like I have my favorite Housewives cities. I have my favorite Housewives that I've been fan of for, how long have you been on? Decades. Like 15 years? How long have you been on the Housewives?
13 years. I started filming in 2010. My son was 2 months old. He's 13. So 13.
That's so crazy.
13 years. It's insanity.
Yeah. So it's like you grew, like in a way, like how you're growing up on TV, people have, grown up watching you, and it's like, a comfort show. The Housewives franchise is a comfort show for a lot of people. Like there's a lot of times where I'll put it on just to have like noise in the background, to hear you guys, like after I've watched an episode or something.
Yeah, for sure. Wait, would you ever have, so is there any celeb, has anyone ever DM'd you or like reached out to you through their PR team and like yelled at you or screamed at you or told you to take it down?
Yes, but never yell or scream. They're always really, really nice. Yeah.
Oh, so that's
a couple
good.
times. Yeah. It hasn't happened a lot. A couple times. I will tell you, it's funny that you asked that because the Housewives producers, they'll message me a lot and they'll be like, that's total bullshit. It usually has to do with casting stuff or like, who's fired and who's not. But and anonymous people love to get the audience riled up over those rumors. So once in a while, like, even though I know something like might not be true, if it's like so-and-so is cast or so-and-so won't be back, like I'll post it. And then the producers will always be like, this is so wrong. This is so fake. It
you're
happens
like,
a lot
this
with
is,
New
this
York.
is so, you're like, this is so crazy. Well, listen, do you get any casting rumors about the Real Housewives of New Jersey? And the truth is, I know the truth about it, but I'm just curious.
Yeah, no, I mean, not lately. When before you guys started this season, I thought that Tiki Barber's wife was going to be on more. I thought she was going to be a housewife. I got that a lot.
Okay.
I don't think I have to remember. I think maybe everyone knew that, what's her name? The blonde was going to be a friend of Jackie, that she was going to be, she's a friend of, right? She's not.
She's a friend of now. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think we knew that. I didn't know about the two new girls. And I have to ask you, like, how do you feel about having people that are from Staten Island on the Housewives of New Jersey?
First of all, Jackie is also from Staten Island. So it's like,
I didn't know that.
She is originally. And now Danielle And I hear like sometimes Danielle, when she gets mad, or I think you're going to really see it on the finale, this episode, the Staten Island or whatever you want to call it, like really comes out. And sometimes I'm like, okay, it's a Jersey show. I like it to be authentic Jersey, right? But it can't always be that, because like, look, even in New York, they have this new cast and the girls are they're from everywhere. You know what I mean? So I guess it is what it is. And at this point, at this stage in the game, it's not easy for Jersey to find housewives. I'm just going to say that very open and honestly. Like, it is one of the hardest things to do. So, it's a scary franchise to join. A lot of people are worthy and want it, but they won't do it they won't be casted with certain cast members that we have. They're like, I'm not working with her. I don't want to jump on the show. Like, it's a very, very hard show to cast. So we're just grateful when we find, or when Bravo finds any girls that kind of get in there and that are comfortable and not completely taken back, because it's just a strong, it's a very strong family show. And obviously Teresa and I kind of, it gets rough to kind of find your own way in there. Right. So we're always happy to get new people in, but it's weird. It's a weird thing for me. I'm still getting to know. I mean, I knew one of the new girls from my son. They were friends. Our sons are friends. The other one, I'm still trying to get to know her. I get a little frustrated when people don't pave their own way and they get intimidated, or they don't speak up, or I almost feel like they speak up to please someone, but then they'll have a private relationship with me on the side. To me, that's weak. So I'm still trying to figure it all out. I feel like I need another season with all of the new girls to see what I feel about them. One season's never enough, because you're just getting to know them. They don't say too much in the beginning because they're worried about how they're going to look or how they're perceived. And they're a little bit more cautious, like getting their feet wet. But I feel like you get to really know a new housewife in season 2. That's when like the gloves come off and you see who these people are. So I always get excited for their second season, not their first.
Wait, so you knew Rachel?
I knew Rachel. Yes. So we live in the same town.
Her. Yeah.
Yes. She's very smart. She's sassy. We live in the same town. Our kids are best friends. Gino, my son Gino, and her son that she just adopted on the show are best friends. And, we live by each other. We have shore houses by each other. Our husbands are friends. So we actually have like a legit, real connection with each other, which is good.
Yeah. I like her. I wasn't sure about her at first, because again, with like the whole Staten Island thing, like I know you're saying like, yeah, like New York has people from all over, but that's different, because I feel like New York is like notoriously like a melting pot of different cultures and people, but New Jersey, like you want Jersey girls. Do you know what I mean? And like
you do, because it's like there's something in the water in Jersey. It's like a specific
in
girl.
The water. Yeah, it definitely is. And Staten Island is like not New Jersey. No offense to Staten Island, like, but it's
no
just
offense,
not New Jersey.
But it's a separate thing.
Same with Long Island. Island is not New Jersey, and they'd probably feel the same way about people from New Jersey, Staten Island and Long Island. So I just think maybe, I feel like unless you're from the tri-state area, you like don't get it. So I know you're saying it's hard to cast, but maybe also like the producers like don't get it because they're not like from this area. But when I first saw the first episode of the season, I was like, from Staten Island? Like, why couldn't they find people from New Jersey? But yeah, I get it. It's hard to cast. I get it. But listen, it was a great season. I cannot wait for the finale. I can't wait to see that Irish
reunion. Oh my God.
Was it crazy?
Crazy. Yes. Like beyond. It's 3 episodes long. It is really, really crazy. So yeah, buckle up for that. But listen to me. I loved having you on today. You are so much fun. You're so juicy. Like, I really want to see your face and know who you are. I love that you're secretive and you don't show anyone, but maybe one day we'll like meet for a drink in the city or
sure.
something.
We know people in common. I'll say that.
We do? Okay. Well, we'll talk after. We'll talk for a second after.
Okay.
But definitely keep up all the good work. We love reading all of the things on your site. And you give me, like, I like to drink my coffee on Sunday morning and see where all the big celebs went out to dinner. And, where they were last night and all the fun things they're doing. So all my listeners, please make sure to check out her podcast, Do You. It's a great listen. And Deuxmoi, if you ever have a Spotify event in the future, hello, you can call me. I'm going to show up for you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Got it?
Thank you so much. Yeah.
Thank you. I'm so happy I had you on today. You were awesome.
Yeah, me too. Thanks. Bye.
Bye.
Pluto TV has over 300 channels and thousands of TV shows and movies for whatever mood you're in. Just open the app and something good will already be playing because it's curated by people who love TV as much as you do. So if you're in the mood for comedy, there's 18 channels that'll make you laugh. Looking for drama? We got so much of it, you'll cry tears of joy. Reality shows, game shows, sports, Star Trek, and even more Star Trek. No matter what mood you're in, there's something on Pluto TV. Just download the app and start streaming. Pluto TV. Stream now, pay never.